Pam.
Okay? Good evening, and welcome to the June 8th meeting of the Board of Selectmen. If you'd all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll change the date while we're talking here. Couple of announcements. There is still time to vote. If you have not cast your ballots in the statewide primary elections or the local elections, polls close at 8 p.m. tonight. They are located at the Massabesic Middle School, so you still have time to stop in and vote. And just a reminder that town meeting is this Saturday. Starts at 10 o'clock and ends whenever we get to the last article. And that is at the Massabesic Middle School in the cafeteria. So everybody is welcome to attend and speak your mind at those meetings and vote for the budget for the ensuing year. Any other announcements from the board?
Regarding town meeting, for those that need childcare, there will be childcare available at town meeting through Parks and Rec Department.
Even those adults that might need some child care, we take care of them as well.
Long night for you.
Yeah. Anything else? Yes. Oh, sorry.
Those who intend to vote and their last name begins with A through L, you may want to bring an umbrella with you. It's a long line.
Oh, it's a long line?
That's very interesting. Yep. Oh, yes.
The voter turnout today over there has been quite impressive. It started off this morning. There was a little bit of a lull this afternoon, but the lines, at least, for the past 2 to 3 hours, have been out the door.
A through L was a long line this morning. So what is this?
A lot of people following that bracket.
But I mean, yeah, well, so maybe it should be A through G. So.
I don't know. Anyway, you still got an opportunity to vote, and still certainly have the opportunity Saturday to express your pleasure or displeasure with the proposed budget at the annual town meeting. We do not have any announcements under hearing a delegation. Mr. Foglio, step right up to the mic.
I brought in plowing contracts. We voted on it last meeting, so.
You want to change it already?
No.
Oh,
No. I just had a request. Kind of stated the request there.
okay. Well, certainly, as you can see, we do not have contracts to assign this evening. And
They're all filled out and executed.
Okay.
So,
And we would do that after, certainly, all legal review.
okay.
So, and I guess my only reaction is that I'm not sure that signing or not signing really changes any of the outcome. I mean, there is an issue that we'll have to address. depending on-
Potentially.
But that shouldn't affect the contract.
So,
Excuse me?
I mean, the issue that we may address does not affect signing the contract.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So-
Well, I just thought by signing it, that would make that clear, so, I
it's-
mean.
and
you
I'm
know,
not sure
it's-
that, I mean, there's a vote of the board, awarded the contract, we need to execute the contract, which,
Yeah.
which we will do, you know, given we sort out if there may or may not be a potential delay, but
Right.
I think the message out of the board is right now is that the contract's awarded, we fully intend to move forward with executing the contract.
Well,
Understand there's some other issues.
pending
Yeah.
the outcome of the election, I didn't want that to be part of the discussion because.
That should not,
you know.
it should not affect whether or not we sign the
Okay.
contract.
That was my only request.
There are some issues there that maybe the legal community will resolve, maybe they won't, we'll see.
Maybe it'll solve itself.
But I don't think, you know, and I think that's really, and I know that it was a split vote the other night, but, you know, I think the majority saw this as, yeah, we have some legal advice, but I don't think the two really get mixed yet.
Right.
So we acted and did what,
Okay.
okay, so,
That's all I had.
all right,
All right, thanks.
thanks, Doug. Under correspondence, please kind of review the incident report that has been forwarded to us. It's not on here for action, but I think based on what you'll glean out of it, we probably do need to come up with some level of review after everybody's had a chance to digest what's there and whether or not we need to go a little further with the investigation, so. Reports. You gonna come back over here and report, or? While she's doing that, Clint, United Way of York County has their Day of Caring every year, and they go up to Camp Laughing Loon. They'll probably be bringing some branches and brush, and I would assume we'd handle it the same as we had in the past. And yeah, I think it's I don't know how many hours get donated across the facility up there, but it's certainly a significant amount of man hours. Nancy, your report.
We received this week the notice of the second round of the efficiency main grant. We have to send a statement of interest, and it has to be filled out and received no later than 5 p.m. on June 24th. There's $1.3 million in funding that will be awarded, and Matt, Tom, and I will be working on it.
Okay.
Working with Pine Tree Networks to come up with a, quote, viable option resulting from the bill from last June when the phone system was tapped into. And I also received a notice today from the town's attorney that their hourly rate has been the same for the past 5 years at $140 an hour, and effective July 1st, they will go up to $150 an hour. I sent them an email last Wednesday which put the difference, but I didn't bring back from them. It was worth a try. And I did contact the superintendent to see if he could give me tomorrow, if budget passes, what the total Waterboro share would be in the assessment, so that we'll know what the part that's missing is Waterboro's share of the adult ed. And I got an email from him, and he says he'll have it to me first thing in the morning.
Okay.
We'll have that for Saturday.
All right, anything else, Nancy? Any other questions, Nancy? The change of Pine Tree Networks to OTT Communications, I would presume, doesn't change any of the legal wrangling that's going on. Selectmen's reports. Anything? Okay, right into new business. Discuss, vote to approve the blast from the past liquor license renewal, which would be their annual renewal, right?
I move that we accept the liquor license request and on the recommendation of our, of Patty.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Discuss vote to approve Asian Taste liquor license renewal.
I move that no action be taken at this time on this due to some fire and safety issues that need to be cleaned up.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved that no action be taken until, I guess, until the issues are resolved. Any discussion? Fairly significant list, which isn't the first time. Right? Anything else? All those in favor? Opposed? All right, so no action will be taken on that. Deleted accounts and uncollected taxes. Jerry, your timing is impeccable.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members of the board, you should have had received in your packet the deleted accounts and uncollected taxes. The accountants last year indicated to us that we shouldn't be carrying these uncollectible taxes. It just fouls up the tax rolls, and they need to be posted every year. And so, you have before you the first list, which is the uncollectible. These are accounts that have been deleted. They're no longer in town. They're no longer doing business. And my recommendation would be to abate the total amount that you see on that list of $13,731.05. I don't have that abatement before you tonight to sign, but it's a recommendation. The other list is a different list. It's uncollected taxes. These are accounts of individuals or companies who are doing business in town. And you can see from the history, some of them have been unpaid or uncollected for many years. And they amount to about $30,000 plus or minus. And in my memo to you dated June 3, I indicated that one of the ideas we have would be to secure a collection agency and see if we can collect some of these taxes. Of course, there'd be a fee involved, but it would be an approach that not all towns have chosen, but some have. Some with a measure of success, others not so well. So, but I thought I'd bring this up before the board to, in these two parts, to see what it is the board wants to do.
What sort of legal, other than, I mean, the collection agency, I don't know what they can do that we can't, you know, in a large array, then they can organize that. But, you know, we have about 8 or 10 names here. And so is there, what do we have available to us to press the collection of these? Are we,
On personal property, you really don't.
Unlike the real estate property, there is a statutes for liens filed against the property, and state law will back you up on that. When it comes to personal property, you're left to collecting it by demanding it, but as far as the force behind the demand, it's pretty weak.
if people sell this property, can you put a lien on it so that So that it's paid first?
No. It's a very weak, we have a very weak personal property law in Maine when it comes to collection.
There's really no leverage to collect it at all.
I'd be interested in finding out what it would cost us to go through a collection agency. I mean, a couple of these, one in particular is quite substantial. And I think it would, you know what, collecting part of it is better than collecting none of it. So I'd be interested in knowing exactly what we could get a collection agency to do for us.
Dennis, what's the matter with posting them online? Publicity worth wonders someday.
They're in the.
They're in the town report. You know, my issue with it is very obvious that, you know, some of them have never paid personal property tax. I'm assuming that they went in business in the early 90s, and here we are in 2010 and haven't paid a dime. I also understand that the state is working to eliminate business equipment property tax out of the mix, but that doesn't excuse somebody for running up a bill of $6,000, $7,000 or $16,000 or whatever the case may be. So I think it's, you know, certainly worth and I'm not sure what we have for leverage or what a collection agency, other than registering with the, you know, anybody that's looking for credit as a company. If they have a bad debt, I guess that if that's registered on their, and they, you know, when they do the, and all corporations, when they're looking for credit lines or whatnot, have to go through that process. So I would presume that most, if not all of these, are some sort of a corporation registered within the state of Maine. So
Yeah.
if nothing more, we should at least go to the credit bureau with those issues. But it would be interesting to see what a collection agency might do. But
I could do that. I could get a couple of proposals and see what it is we would be getting into.
The collection agencies, they base it on actual collected money, don't they?
Yeah.
So if they don't collect anything, there's no cost.
Well, that's what I want to find
Yeah.
out, and get the details to, the irony of this whole thing is we mail these personal property taxes every single year. So if anyone on the list felt that it was not fair or not correct, they could show up at my doorstep, and plus we do send them a personal property form listing every year to file, so it's not like it crept up quietly, it's there.
Does the town ever entertain the thought of small claims action?
We did look at that one time.
I'd like to find out what some other, because I know other communities certainly go after some of this. It's very obvious if we only have 8 businesses in town that have evidently not paid personal property tax, that the rest of them are.
Right.
So why should we allow 8 to decide that they're really kind of just flipping the town off, saying, I'm not paying them? So, and I think a couple of them potentially the town does business with, and maybe that's another leverage. So
Absolutely.
I'd like to see that at least rolled out to what is it that we can do.
Okay.
The other ones, I mean, the ones that are gone, although I'm not sure that all state insurance is gone, but, if they don't have property within the municipality, it's kind of tough to go after them now, but.
A lot of them don't have a foothold in the town. They pretty much lease machinery and items like phones, computers and things, and then they do business from away, but they, under state law, are paying a personal property tax until they no longer have that client.
Right.
I can put something together and bring it before the board when I get some more details. That's the wish.
So what's the pleasure of the board here? Want to act on the uncollectibles, really, which are bad debts now? I mean, that people aren't going to pay, and
Well, there's some I see on here that couldn't pay anyway, they're deceased.
right. So,
I I would make a motion that we would abate those on the uncollectible list.
Okay,
I'm going to abstain from any voting on a potential conflict of interest.
I'll second it.
any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? And on the unpaid, I guess you're going to get back to
Right.
us, Jerry?
I will.
So you have do the abatement up for
Yeah,
next
this
week's
was to
signature?
play out the books before the end of the fiscal year, and
Okay.
that'll be fine.
All right,
Okay, thank you very much.
thank you. Back to the agenda, discuss vote to accept resignation from EcoMaine. There's a letter here dated the 25th, Selectmen of the Town of Waterboro, resigning my position as Waterboro Director of the Plant of Trash Energy in Portland, Maine. Health problems led me to decide it's the best interest of the town to have a new person take over my position at this time, Willis Lord.
So I'd move that we accept Willis's letter of resignation with deep appreciation for what he's done.
I'd second that.
Okay, all those in favor of accepting her resignation? Opposed? All right, discuss the vote to appoint EcoMaine Rep. We have an alternate that we have now. I would say that, at least from interim step, we should move to do that. I guess we can debate how long that is after, right? Whether that person wants to potentially serve a couple of roles.
I would
So-
move that we appoint Dave Woodson to the EcoMaine Rep. He has done a pretty long apprenticeship. in-
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? All right. Discuss vote to sign the audit agreement. You'll find in your packet a letter from R.H.R. Smith. This is their annual agreement. What is your pleasure there?
When's the last time that we went out to bid on the auditing?
Last time they bid, this was the only bid, right? If I remember right, and I
Well, it's
wasn't on the
been-
board then.
Jeez, probably.
4 years?
I wonder if we would have any, by all means, R.H. Smith has done a job for the town of Waterboro, but I wonder at this point if it would be beneficial for us to look at potentially putting this out to bid again and seeing if perhaps another company might be interested in bidding
That might be good for
next year.
next year, because our year's gonna end 3 weeks.
Yeah, this really just is kind of a,
But to look forward to next year.
yeah, I think his price this year, this coming year is $10,800, and I'm not sure that that's too far out of line with what, but.
Yeah, and I
it
think
should be
in the
something.
past couple of years, we have not considered that because our present auditor was deep into getting us in some sort of shape. So we didn't want to switch horses in midstream, but now I think we, for next year, we're in decent enough shape that we could look at bidding it.
Isn't it wise from a business standpoint to change periodically so that we get a fresh outlook and another opinion on the financial status of the town?
I mean, I think now that is. I think before, we wanted some consistency because we were making we were trying to catch up on a real bad situation, so we wanted to have this auditor help us out. Now that we've done that, I think periodically it's a good idea to have a.
I think that would be enter into the debate if we put it out to bid. That being said, they are certified public accountants. Doesn't mean that they all don't have different opinions, just like legal firms have
It
different
was
opinions.
2 years getting our all-new chart of accounts up and going, so.
And I think it probably should be something that we tee up and put into place for next fiscal year, right? Right, but I would agree with Nancy, I think we're, the pony's out of the barn. I'm not
So
sure.
in lieu of that, I move that we accept the auditor's proposal.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Old business, discuss vote to sign the agreement and consent of Lessor, and this is for the Mariner Tower. So, kind of debated this back and forth. I think everybody's now in agreement that both the Board of Selectmen and the Land Trust will sign.
So moved.
Moved by
I
Gordon.
thought Louis wanted to have a workshop.
He's been convinced otherwise.
Okay, I guess I missed that somewhere. And has there been any correspondence with the land trust?
Not sure. Other than between Ken and Land Trust's lawyer, which was a month ago when this first started to bubble up, right? And I think they were in agreement that the cleanest thing was to have both parties sign. So, moved by Gordon,
Second.
second by John. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Done. All right. Other warrants and bills of payroll?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Discuss and vote sign minutes of 6/1.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Pending decisions, get the staff training policy, Nancy. So, you've got that pretty well set.
Yeah.
And
The next department head meeting,
we kind of shuffled them up.
probably talk about the results of Saturday.
We-
That's next.
Yeah, that probably will be the topic of the next staff meeting. Map 4113 we put back on kind of pending.
Yeah. I'd like to set it up for discussion on whether or not we should employ the services of a surveyor to get that question settled once and for all. I don't know what the fee is going to be or what, but it needs to be put to rest. It's my understanding that this particular issue sort of resurfaces every couple of years, and I think we ought to just deal with it once and for all.
So how about we bring it on next week's agenda and we'll make, and if somebody can kind of poke to see what, I guess Charlie would charge us to, we at least can talk with some level of what it's going to cost.
Should we notify the landowner?
No, you guys have been up there trouble around.
I mean, we may be, as far as,
It probably doesn't hurt. I guess we make a decision next week if we're going to have it surveyed. If we have it surveyed, we'll let him know that.
I mean, he called me and asked me what was happening, and I said I'd get back to him on it. But I think it would be, if this is on the agenda, it affects him directly, so he should be notified.
Okay. So we could get a letter off to him that it will be on next week's agenda. If he'd like to attend, fine, but future action will be decided next week.
I know that there are a number of citizens that are interested in that access, the right-of-way access to the lake up there. And there is some question about whether or not it's been surveyed once, but we haven't been able to find any documents other than the memory of someone that's on the Parks Committee that but we don't have anything, in hand,
Yep.
so.
All right. Any action items from this week, other than, Nancy, you're going to kind of poke around on this one to see what it's going to cost us? Or,
I think the past couple of years after town meeting, we did a recap and a
Yep.
critique while it's fresh in everybody's mind.
so we will put that on as an agenda, and the new board can talk about that. Anything else?
I sound like,
That may very well take up the night.
I sound like a broken
I'm
record.
just wondering if we maybe put that off a week. David's not going to be here next Tuesday, and I'd like to think that he's probably going to be elected today. This is the only person on the
Might have
ballot.
been a huge write-in effort, Yeah, I think, certainly, I guess we can do a quick recap and then kind of tee it up as I know 2-3 years ago, we really kind of laid out some of the things that happened and some of the action items and stuff. We can certainly put that on for the following week.
I just would mention that today, some of the voting problems
Yeah.
that we saw were parking issues
Okay.
with the staff parked in, of course, the first parking spots.
Oh, yeah, okay,
People that were
yeah,
coming
yeah.
to
Yeah,
vote
it wouldn't
We're
affect,
having to
yeah.
park at the far end of the parking lot, and a lot of our elderly residents found that quite difficult to come across the large parking lot. And some of them found that very frustrating, so I think that's something that we need to, kind of document as something to take care of next year. At the beginning of the morning, they were having gym classes in the gym competing with the voting that was going on. And we're having problems with voters that were giving their name to the clerks to give them their ballots. We're having a hard time hearing each other. And going in the ballot box, and you're trying to read the referendums, and you've got kids screaming on the other side of the curtain for a gym. It might be a little distracting.
Yeah, and I think it might be appropriate to invite Carrie and Nancy J, if, either one of them, right? Just to kind of give their kind of overview, because it's really what we can cover next week is without, or what the board can cover next week, assuming that there'll be a new board, will affect maybe the logistics of the event more so than the content of what happened, so. Okay, anything else that we had hanging? We got Jerry and Patty
as well as the Friends of the
coming
Library.
in, Friends of the Library. Jerry and Patty are reporting on campground and other issues, right? I'm not sure whether or not the Asian taste will be resolved in a week. I would doubt that based on the list.
We're here to get there.
Okay? All right. Then we'll move on. Items needed and signature, warrants and bills of payroll, minutes of 6/1, agreement and consent of Lessor, concealed weapons application, insurance agreement, audit agreement, blast from the past license. We're not going to do Asian taste. Reminders, Road Review Committee, tomorrow night, 6 p.m., Old Home Days Committee, Thursday night at 7 p.m. in the Town Hall, Taylor House, 7 p.m. over at the Taylor House Thursday night, Saturday, 8:30 a.m., the Cribbage Tournament. Annual Town Meeting will be at 10 a.m., Massabesic Middle School. Finance Committee meeting, 6:30 Monday evening, Parks and Rec, 7 p.m. Monday evening, Town Hall, Cemetery Committee, 7 p.m., Town Hall, and Selectmen's meeting next Tuesday evening here at 6. Reporting is Assessor, CEO, and Friends of the Library.
Dennis,
Yes, sir.
if the tag bag program passes, they Transfer Recycling Committee does plan on a meeting tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Because I'll be out of town for a week.
Okay. So, if it passes, there will be a transfer station recycling committee meeting tomorrow evening at 6:30?
So
7. Okay. Anything else? John?
I move that we adjourn.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Good night.